So, hi, thanks for having me. Great to be here. I'm not a chef, I'm an architect and a designer, and I've been in this industry for 25 years. We've done some 15,000 restaurants around the world. So basically said, we could do this. We've learned enough from others. So we started our brand called V. We started rolling it out a year ago. We now have 62 in the pipeline. We have our corporate stores in Sweden. I'm from Stockholm. And I was just sharing, it's basically a very simple operating model. We have no chefs. We really cater for, the de-skilled part of the industry, but in a really nice environment. The images you see behind me is actually our unit here in Riyadh that opened on Friday. So it's just up the street. It's 5 minutes from here. Very interesting results so far. The best opening we've had internationally. Here you can see our Los Angeles restaurant. It was the best restaurant design of the year, second best bar in America. So a high-end experience at a very interesting value point. So I think our average ticket here is like 125 reals. So we play under these excellent competitors that we have here. And what is very interesting, if we go to the next slide, is really the social media gathering that we have. So all these pictures that you see here are user-generated content. So we get a lot of that. I checked this morning, just here, we're 4.8 rating on Google, which is excellent. So we play a little bit more the value game. It's a modern Italian. Really fast ticket times. We have a under 5-minute ticket time, so it's a fast experience, but in a really nice environment. So that's really what makes us unique.
Thank you, Ben. I'm going to move over to you next, Roya. So I've had the great pleasure of dining with you in both Bahrain and in London, and tomorrow, hopefully, here in Saudi. So let's talk a little bit about you, your concept, and coming to Saudi Arabia.
Hello, everyone. So most of you know who I am. I am the founder of RS Management, who owns Villa Mama's restaurant in Bahrain, London, Abu Dhabi, and now in Riyadh. I feel so little sitting amongst these giants of operators, LPM and the guys here. Notwithstanding acknowledging the importance of the fact that Villa Mama started in Bahrain back in 2012 as a local brand, offering Bahraini, Khaliji, modern Middle Eastern cuisine, and was able to scale up into the central part of Europe, London, especially in Chelsea, in a very short period of time. Scaled up in Abu Dhabi, and now we are in Riyadh. And in such a short operating time, 6 months, now we are nominated to be the best Middle Eastern cuisine in Riyadh. And I hope that you get into voting in Fact magazine. So this is who I am in short.
Thank you so much. And last year, one of the fantastic things about coming to these types of events is some of the behind the scenes. So we managed to get a tour as the restaurant was under construction last year.
Yeah.
But seeing it come to full fruition, it looks stunning. So can't wait to head there tomorrow. Shall we head over to you next, Sanjay? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Sorry for surprising you there. You are on stage. So.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sanjay. I am the chef director, owner of Meraki. It's a Mediterranean Greek restaurant. We started a journey back in 5 years ago with giants of the industry, which I'm sure every one of you have been to one of their restaurants. The name is Mr. Arjun Wani, the gentleman who started Zuma, Roca, Koya, Meraki, LPM. And I was a founding chef for Koya restaurant, and I was there for 10 years. And then it was time to take a new challenge. And now I've gone from bold colors, live music, loud everything, to something very simple, which is blue, white. Even the food also is so different. Koya was all about so many different flavor bombs, and now Mediterranean Greek food is simplicity. And I love that simplicity, It's just bit of olive oil, lemon juice, oregano, and that's it. And yeah, it's great to be around these amazing people. I think I have to say, you make me look like very, very small, you know. You have so many amazing restaurants. I've heard so much about you. So yeah.
Thank you.
And this person obviously is, I don't know, I might be out of a job soon. Anyway, thank you very much, and let's enjoy the show.
Thank you. And last again, but not least, Nicolas, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. Happy to be with you as well. I'm Nicolas. I'm the CEO of LPM Restaurant and Bar. I've been with the organization for 4.5 years. We've opened in Riyadh for the last 2 years plus. We opened during pandemic time and with lots of restriction at the time, so it was very interesting. And the interesting thing is our partner at the time is now a sister company. We've been acquired by the King Faisal Foundation, which is the owning company of LPM and Al Khuzama. So very happy to be here. It's very particular and special for me to represent the ownership and the brand at the same time. So yeah, good to be here.
Thank you. This morning we had a lot of conversation and heard a lot of chat about the culinary scene here and potentially that there's a lot of premium dining coming into the market and so on. It'd be really interesting to get your sense on what's happening here in the culinary market and really why you chose to come here. So Roya, should we start with you?
I have chosen Riyadh about 5 years ago, exactly as soon as His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman identified and made it clear that his vision of 2030 is to grow Saudi economy and the neighboring markets. As soon as the openness of the legislative system started, as soon as the empowerment of women in Saudi Arabia started, I immediately channeled my vision from New York. I'm honest. I had a vision to open New York after London, but no, I said, I have to be here. I have to support this vision. And I find it so exciting to ride the evolution of hospitality in our beloved neighboring sister here in Saudi Arabia.
It's not to say that New York can't happen in the future, right?
It will happen, inshallah. It will happen.
That's great. And how about for you, Sanjay?
What was the question again?
So what's your thinking around the culinary scene here and why are you here?
Sorry. So when we came here 5 years ago, when I came to the country 5 years ago, I was blown away by the whole hospitality scene. Fast forward 5 years, it's a different world. So many restaurants are coming here. There is a reason behind it. Because people want to go out and be entertained. And hospitality, as Prince Bandar was saying early on as well, is, after oil, a big segment in the economy as well. And it's great that they've welcomed us with open arms. That's very, very important, because once you come into somebody's home, which I was saying yesterday as well, you don't make the rules.
Absolutely.
We just follow the rules and embrace people. And I don't say this because I'm standing on the stage. I really, really feel welcomed every time I come here. And because you feel this way, you give back the same way as well, and more, you know. So yeah, and I look forward to be coming here and, inshallah, open more Merakis around.
Be part of the growth.
Exactly.
It's exciting, isn't it? And same question to you, Ben. So,
I've been coming here for many, many years, and what I find fascinating is the energy, the youth of this country, the potential that it has. It's an energy. I constantly travel the world. We're in 45 countries. The energy that I see here, it's real. It's not made up, and we also see a huge potential. I think you mentioned it yesterday while you were hosting us that when you first come here, there were just a few, fine dining restaurants. Now there's 40 or 50. We also believe that there's a very big segment under it in the aspirational part. And I also think it's very interesting and very timely. Our concept, 70% of our guests are women in an age bracket of 20 to 35. That potential is untapped here. So we're really looking to build on that. And I think it's absolutely the right moment to come here. And not only Riyadh. And I think a lot of people that don't know Saudi just think Riyadh or Jeddah. I think there's so many second-tier cities that are going to be very, very interesting and relevant in the coming years.
Great, thank you. And for you, Nicolas?
Yeah, I mean, for us, since we've opened in Dubai in 2010, there has been many requests around the brand to come to Saudi Arabia. I think at the time we were looking at the challenges to come into Saudi Arabia rather than the opportunities. And since the leadership of the country is really, clearly and openly announced the direction of the country with clear message and clear actions, with the pop-ups happening with the seasons and so on, we saw that there was a serious approach and a clear embracing of brands and restaurants as part of the Vision 2030. So we've seen with the vision of our partner at the time, Al Khozama, and under the leadership of Prince Banda, who was on stage this morning and made the opening speech. He had the vision on bringing great brands, and at the time, with Arjun Wani, these two great visionaries decided to make a venture together. So it was LPM and Meraki and Mamo. Together, the three brands made the decision to come into the Al Fazaliya district to be able to support the strategy behind Al Khozama. And we felt we were aligned with that, and we had the right platform. And we're reassured by our partner that this would go along with the vision of the country. So yeah, we made the decision to come.
Thank you so much for all those introductions. Thinking to the fact that over the last 2 years or so, you've all arrived here, you've opened restaurants. Can you talk a little bit more about the how, I guess? So entering the market, is it through partnership agreements? Are you trading directly and operating yourselves? How has it been to find suppliers and the whole journey to opening? So, and I think with this, I don't want it to be too formal, like let's just jump in and have a conversation. So who wants to jump in first?
Go ahead, please.
No, ladies first, always.
Well, being a local brand and a stand-alone brand, I'm the founder of Villa Mamas and the owner and the chef. I play a huge role running my institution. I found it challenging, and I find it challenging until now. And challenge drives me and my team. My team has gotten this kind of soul out of this partnership together, the same vision. We share the same vision. And yes, challenges exist. From the time that we set foot and started our relationships with the developers and everything that is going around building Villa Mamas here, and until today with human capital, with legislations, with everything. But still, if we didn't have those challenges, we wouldn't have the drive to, succeed and to persevere.
And has your journey been similar to that, Sanjay?
Yeah, I mean, if there was no challenges, everybody would be doing this job then, It's how you conquer those challenges and how you rise above them. And I answered to your question, one of the things was partnership. I live in London. I'm coming to your country. I need to find a partner who knows the culture better. It's like I was saying yesterday as well, if I come to your home, I don't tell you what to do. Same thing. I'm coming to your country, I don't tell you what to do. I adapt to the culture.
Absolutely.
We all adapt to the culture, So let's take a small part as example. I say 60% of the menu, say for Meraki, will always be the same everywhere. But 40% will depend on what the culture wants. What is it that they prefer? You know, what's the seasonality? What does the chef wants to do? Because we are not a copy and paste. We like to embrace the country we are in. And that's, I think, is the beauty of it. And we learn all the time.
And as the most recent person to open with a partner here, Ben, what have you found, particularly around the kind of, I guess you're from a design and construction and project management background. I mean, is it as easy to do that here than elsewhere?
So actually, what we found is challenges that are completely different than other parts of the world. You know, yes, we have local partners, but our concept is really based on processes, etc. So the operating model is very simple. But the challenge we've had, for example, is importing legislation, understanding the rules. Cost of construction has been a big surprise. It's really expensive to build in Saudi Arabia. It's expensive to import. There's a lot of work to be done on quality of craftsmanship as well. So those things that in other parts of the world are given, here are challenges. You know, I would also add that understanding for somebody that's not from this culture, understanding what are the frameworks, what are the rules, what is a music license? Does a music license, oh, it's not DJ. You know, understanding those things and navigating those things, it's why it's so important for us to have a local partner that can understand that and help us navigate that.
It was interesting. I think someone was telling me yesterday, I'm not sure whether it was your business partner, Sanjay, about that actually when they first opened the restaurant, they went to look for a music license and there hadn't yet been a department made to issue music licenses. Like, it hadn't quite caught up, although there was a law change, which I guess is the reality when you're changing so quickly in a country, that there will always be a lag in governments being able to keep up, and I guess that's part of the reality of being in such a growing country, in the same way as it is in a growing and accelerating business, I guess. So.
I think in that sense we are lucky to be pioneering at this stage of the evolution.
It's almost like the rules are being written as we go a little bit. There's no real clarity. You know, can you open the windows or can you not open the windows? Oh, maybe you can open the windows. It's like everything is very in the gray zone.
Which in a way is quite good, because at least you can help set the tone, right, I guess. And anything for you to add, Nicolas, in terms of your launch?
Yeah, I mean, we've been here for 2 years of opening, but we signed the contract, I think, 4.5 years ago. And I think we're still discovering the importance of aligning the visions. We come with the knowledge of the brand and the expertise of the brand. Our partner locally comes with the expertise of the country. And I think the country is having, it's still defining, the vision is established, but the way is being defined as we go. And the way the overall culture of the society is evolving is amazing. It's not happening in any other country anywhere else. We cannot compare Saudi Arabia to anywhere else. So the challenge or the opportunities we've had on our side is really aligning with our partner to look at the full benefits of the brand and what they can bring to the country and how it can contribute to the business, and at the same time the expertise of the partners locally and how they can contribute to the business. So, you know, eventually everybody wins. And I think the cultural gap in doing business in Saudi Arabia is still being worked on, and I think the most important is to have an open conversation, open dialogue, clearly define the objectives and the rules, agreeing on the objective of the rules, and reviewing them on a regular basis to be able to make sure that we aligned. Because at the end of the day, as Sanjay mentioned, I live in Dubai. It's 1.5 hour flight. It's not very far, but for any other brand, like from Sweden, it's a little bit further away to keep a control. So you need to rely on your partner to be able to achieve from a qualitative, a consistency point of view in the experience of the guest. So dialogue and clear objectives in the good intention of the business is I believe, what is very important. Sometimes it's taken as granted, But as we know, in relationship, communication is key. So I think that's what will make very successful businesses in the future. And for anyone planning to enter into a venture with a new partner, well, you know, it's like getting married. You have a contract, you have an agreement, you need to make it work. So better to spend time to make sure that you want to make it work at the beginning, you know, making sure that you understand the objectives to be able to achieve it together.
Date a little bit first is what you're saying, right? There we go. Really interested in understanding, we heard a lot this morning about the whole talent challenge here and opportunity, and I guess that we know that people are the most central part of our business. So tell us about your experience here of hiring great talent and being able to deliver fantastic experiences. Who wants to go first on that?
Me, of course, ladies first. So,
sorry.
this is a matter that I take very dearly in my heart. When I started this business 11 years ago back in Bahrain, we had lack of talent. There was a reluctance from Bahraini youth to get into hospitality, and the main reason behind that was the culture. Like even if they really wholeheartedly felt that they want to be chefs, they want to go into a hospitality business, they were discouraged by their family environment as to not to, and to get into the finance and banking sector. And then I came into the scenery, and I created kind of a social phenomenon at that time, and people loved the fact that there was a Bahraini chef, entrepreneur, leader getting into this business and taking care of everything from scratch and being respected. And then this started with the culture, encouraging their children to get into hospitality universities and to enhance their skills into this part. And I took it as I pioneered encouraging youth to get into that. It is something that you take it upon you to prove yourself. And today, after 11 years, I have trained Bahraini youth without any university degrees, without any background in hospitality, and made them from trainees with, say, $300 a month into $10,000 a month package. And that didn't just happen overnight. And this is what I am planning to continue here in Saudi Arabia. And the good thing about hospitality sector in Saudi Arabia, that the talents here, the hospitality is in their DNA. It's so easier, so much easier to train Saudi talents in hospitality than I found it in London, for example. They're just fantastic hosts. You don't really need to spend so much time with them to instill the principles of hospitality in these youth. So I hope being here in Saudi Arabia and continuing what I do, that I can graduate more Saudi youth to take the talent forward anywhere it is in Saudi Arabia, inshallah.
That's fantastic. I'm already aware of the time, and I want to make sure that the audience go away with some key takeaways. So I did tee you up and ask you to give one big takeaway, the one thing that you would like the audience to leave with as a piece of advice. So we'll start with Ben, because you look like you're on the edge and remember your points. So.
Yeah, I think my key takeaway is do your research. This is a different country. If you're operating internationally, understand or utilize your local partner to understand everything from local labor, regulations, etc. So you avoid a lot of the of the pitfalls that you can have. So this country requires a lot of that, but apart from that, really embrace the opportunity. It's a fantastic country. I see a growth in this country that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world. So I would really encourage the rest of brands out there to come. The more we are here, the more we can educate people, the more we can create an industry for ourselves.
Thank you, Ben. Nicolas?
Yeah, I mean, on my side, I think research is definitely key. And keep reminding yourself, why did you make the decision to come? Because you may be diverted with a lot of challenges that you were not expecting, but eventually just go back to the initial goal and just focus on that. Talent is definitely a key point to focus on, and I think we all need to work together in the industry to find solutions to support us on the medium term, now until the next 2-3 years, until this whole youth and the new generation of workers from Saudi Arabia is aware and comfortable to work in the restaurant industry, which is very different from the hotel industry. I think the hotel partners are finding maybe less difficult to train the team than in restaurants. And the last point is be open-minded and be patient. Come to work with a fresh mindset every day and talk openly and go back to the initial objective. Yeah.
Nice and quick from you, Sanjay.
Yeah, so for me, I would say, of course, research, communication, talk. And at the end of the day, it's not what I want to do, it's what people want. I think that's very important. And I think this is where a lot of people go wrong as well is, this is my brand, this is what I do. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. I can go on about it. I know we're short of time, but I think
I'm
that's in a nutshell.
waiting for Jennifer to start using her crook, so that's why I'm pulling me off the stage. But I know you ladies first, but I wanted you to have the final word, Roya. So for you, what's the big takeaway for the audience?
I think you should empower youth. You don't give up on them. I think you should mentor them. I think training should continue on a daily basis. I think you should give them a chance, put them in front. I am facing challenges everybody else in this room is facing with the youth, and all we need to do is just patience and, as I said, mentor, train, guide, and it doesn't happen overnight. You will have star employees of Saudi nationals, inshallah.
How fantastic. Thank you very much to my panel. Round of applause to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.